Hello my dear student, this is Amit Pandey and I welcome you all in this online classes. So today we are going to start chapter number 8 in physics, and that is motion. Now see what is motion. So before starting the motion, let me explain what is the meaning of mechanics. Now in mechanics we will study about the motion. Means mechanics is the branch of physics that will deals the study of motion. So if we talk about the motion, it means that we are dealing about the mechanics. So let's start the types of mechanics. So the mechanics is having two types, that is statics and dynamics. Now see what is statics. So when we say about the static, then the object under the static condition will always be at rest condition. Means if we say what is the meaning of a static, it means that the body is at rest condition, or we can say that the body is not moving. Means if the body is at this point, so after some interval of time it is remain at this point, means it is not moving from one point to other point, that is statics. Now what is the meaning of dynamics? So the meaning of dynamics is motion, means the body will change its position from one point to other point. Means suppose if the body is at this point, so after some interval of time it will move from this point to that point. So that is what dynamics means, the body will change its position. Now see, this dynamics is again having two more categorization, that is kinematics and dynamics proper. So what is kinematics? See, kinematics and dynamics proper, in both the cases the body will move, but in this case the body will move, but if we don't know the reason of the movement of the body, then it is kinematics. So it is a study of motion without, here it will be without knowing the cause of motion. So that is what kinematics. Let me again make clear what is the meaning of kinematics. Means in kinematics the body will move from one point to other point, but what are the reason behind the movement of the body, that reason we can't know in case of kinematics. Means suppose if we apply some force on the body, and that will be 2 Newton force, so definitely the body will move from one point to other point. So in this case we are knowing the reason for the movement of the body. So that is what dynamics proper means, it is the study of motion with cause. And what will be the cause? That cause is the force applied on the body. So here in kinematics the cause will unknown value, but in dynamics the cause will be known value. So this is about the statics and dynamics. Now next topic is concept of rest and motion. So let's start what is rest here. So what is the meaning of rest? In rest condition the body will not change its position with the surroundings. Means the body will remain at the same point after some interval of time or after a huge interval of time. Means it will not in moving point, or it will not change its position. So for the understanding of this concept rest, we have taken here one graph. See, this is the graph. So let me explain the meaning of this graph. So on this x-axis I have taken time here, that is in second, and in y-axis I have taken distance, that is in meter. Now see here, so this after 1 second, 2 second, 3 second and 4 second, the body have traveled a distance of 3 meters. See, initially the body is at 3 meter, but after 1 second, after 2 second, after 3 second and 4 second, the body will still be at 3 meter. So what does it mean? It means that as time changes or as time increases, the body will not change its distance. So if the body has not changed its distance, it means that the body is at rest condition, or the body has not changed its position. That's why the distance will be same when the time changes. So when the time changes and body will not change its position, so that is called as the body is at rest condition, or it is the rest part of the body. So I think it is clear for all of you. Now come for the motion. What is the meaning of motion? So definitely in motion the body will change its position with respect to surroundings. Means when the time changes, body will change its distances. So see here again we have taken one graphical representation of the body under motion. So on x-axis I have taken here time, it is in second, and on y-axis I have taken distance, which is in meter. So see here, as time changes the body is changing its distance. So at 1 second the body have traveled 1 meter, at 2 seconds the body has traveled 2 meter. After 3 seconds, the body has traveled 3 meter. After 4 seconds, the body has traveled 4 meter. So it means that as time changes, the body changes its distances or position. So it is the condition of motion of the body. So this is about the concept of rest and concept of motion. Now next topic is types of motion. So generally we are having three types of motion, that is linear motion, circular motion, and the third one is vibratory motion. So what is linear motion? See here, in case of linear motion, the body will always follow a straight line path. Now, so for the understanding of this concept of linear motion, I have taken here a straight line path, and in this straight line path, a car is moving. So when the car is moving in this path, it will follow a straight line. See here, from this point to that point it is moving, so it is moving in a straight direction. So it represents the motion, and that motion is linear motion. So this is the meaning of linear motion. Now come for one more example. So suppose if we leave any ball from a roof, see this is the position for the ground, this is the ground, and suppose from the roof we are just leaving any ball, so that ball will follow the downward direction. See here, this arrow represents the direction of the movement of the ball. So this ball will move in a straight line. So this motion is called as linear motion. So this is the example of the linear motion. I think it is clear for all of you, means what is the meaning of linear motion. Now come for circular motion. So by the name we can say that the motion which represents the circle is called as circular motion, but this is not a right way to explain or to define what is the meaning of circular motion. Now come for the understanding of circular motion. See, when the object moves around a fixed point, see this is a fixed point, and from this fixed point the object is moving in a circular path. So that kind of motion is called as circular motion. So best example of the fan. So the fan is having some fixed point, and from this fixed point its blade will follow a circle or circular path. So that motion is called as circular motion. So this is the example of the blades of a turbine, you can say, or a blades of the fan that is moving in a circular manner. So it is a circular motion. Now next type is vibratory motion. So in vibratory motion, what happen? The body will move to and fro, means for one time it will moving in this direction and again come from at the same point, and then it is moving on opposite direction. So this kind of direction is called as to and fro direction. So this types of condition arises in case of pendulum. See, in case of pendulum, what happen? Once the body will go in this direction and again return to the same point from which it is started, and then it is moving on opposite direction. So this kind of direction is or movement is called as to and fro movement. So this kind of motion is called as vibratory motion. Now next is scalar and vector quantity. So what is scalar quantity? See, first of all, let me explain why it is required to understand scalar and vector quantity. So for any quantity means what? That is mass, force, speed, distance. These all are what? Quantity. So this quantity can be represented as a scalar form or as a vector form. So let me explain what is the meaning of scalar quantity. So in case of a scalar quantity, the quantity is having only magnitude, but if we talk about the direction, so in that case the direction will not available, means there will be no direction in case of scalar quantity. It will only have magnitude. So the best example is mass, time, speed, distance, and many more are also there in case of scalar quantity. So let me explain one example here. Suppose if the mass of any body is 40 kg, so this 40 represent what? This 40 represent the magnitude here. One more example, if a body is traveling a distance of 5 km, then this 5 represent what? Magnitude. So this is about the scalar quantity having magnitude and no direction. Now next is vector quantity. So it is a quantity having magnitude as well as direction, means the magnitude and direction both will present. So let us take one example here. So suppose a body is moving with a speed of 40 km per hour, not a body, suppose any vehicle is moving at a speed of 40 km per hour and it is moving towards the east direction. So this 40 represent what? This 40 represent magnitude and this east represent direction. So any quantity which is having magnitude as well as direction, that quantity is vector quantity. So the example will be a velocity, displacement. So both are the example of vector quantity. Now for the better understanding of the distance and displacement, let me explain one example here. Suppose any object or any boy is starting his journey from point A or from his house, and the target is to reach to his school. So from point A it is moving to point B, and this point B is his friend's house. So the distance between A and B is 4 km. Now after point B, the same boy is moving at point C, that is school. So in this case means from A to B and from B to C, the boy has traveled a distance of 4 km plus 4 km. So that 4 plus 4 is what? Total distance traveled by the body. Means AB plus BC is what? That is a distance, that is 4 km plus 4 km, total is 8 km. So the actual path covered by the body from its starting point to the ending point, A is a starting point and B is ending point. So the addition of distance traveled by a body from starting point to ending point is a complete path traveled by the body, and that is what? Distance. So it is 8 km. Now in case of displacement, so it is the shortest path between the initial point to the final point. So see here, A and C are the 2 points. So A is here initial point and C is final point. So in the entire journey, AC is the shortest path. So the shortest path represent what? It represent the displacement of the body. So how we can find this AC? So if it is a right angle triangle, then AC is a hypotenuse. So hypotenuse will also always be a square of base plus perpendicular. See here, h square equals to b square plus p square. So h is what? Under root b square plus p square. So 4 square plus 4 square, that will be 16 plus 16, that is under root 32. So if you factorize this 32, then the answer will be 4 root 2 km. And one more thing, it is traveling from A to C direction. So displacement is a vector quantity and distance is a scalar quantity. So this is the actual meaning of distance and displacement. So this is the end of the lesson today, and tomorrow I will just complete the topic uniform and non-uniform motion. So thank you and have a nice day.